There are some things you can't unsee. Welcome to MojoTravels, and today we're counting down our picks for the top 10 weirdest museums in the world. Are you a fan of our videos? Be sure to subscribe to MojoTravels and ring the bell to be notified about our latest videos. For this list, we're looking at all the weird and wonderful museums to be found across the globe. Number 10. The British Lawnmower Museum, Southport, England. Despite the fact that many people in the world don't even have lawns to mow, the British Lawnmower Museum is still going strong and has even won awards for what it has to offer. The collection has as many as 2,000 lawnmowers, including the world's smallest fully functioning lawnmower, which is only 2 inches tall. It's also home to the world's most expensive lawnmower, which costs roughly the same as a house, as well as the pre-owned lawnmowers of some of the UK's richest and most famous. This includes a donation from Brian May, legendary Queen guitarist, and the lawnmower Prince Charles and Princess Diana received as a wedding gift. Number 9. The Cancun Underwater Museum, Cancun, Mexico. If you find yourself in Mexico with nothing to do, a trip to the Underwater Museum is well worth it. Located in Cancun National Marine Park, the museum is a set of 500 life-sized underwater sculptures, all of them just a few feet below the water's surface. You don't even have to be an experienced diver or even a swimmer to see the museum either, as along with scuba diving, you can also see it by snorkeling or even taking a trip in a glass-bottomed boat. The museum's aim is to raise awareness of endangered coral reefs, while also promoting the growth of unique coral, and it's been open since 2010. Number 8. The International Cryptozoology Museum, Portland, Maine. You might think it's hard to create a museum dedicated to things that science generally concludes do not exist, but this hasn't stopped cryptozoologist Lauren Coleman from opening this attraction in Maine. Celebrated as the world's only cryptozoology museum, it's also famous for having an enormous taxidermy Bigfoot, believe it or not. No matter your opinion on this pseudoscience, the exhibits on show are certainly unique, and includes a rare Fiji mermaid, one of cryptozoology's most notorious hoaxes. There's also a preserved Yeti stool dating back to 1959, a jackalope, and even a trout covered in fur. All, genuine. Number 7. The Torture Museum, Amsterdam, the Netherlands. In spite of its macabre and unsettling contents, Amsterdam's Torture Museum was actually founded to promote the United Nations Convention Against Torture, and to raise awareness of torture practices that still happen today. It's a walk through history's dark underbelly, and boasts nefarious instruments you wouldn't even see in your worst nightmares. Devices meant for public humiliation are everywhere, like the embarrassing flute of shame or a scold's bridle women who gossip too much were forced to wear to stop them from speaking. But there are more brutal devices, like spiked chairs and thumb screws. Hopefully the visitors don't get any ideas. Number 6. Sexmuseum Amsterdam, Amsterdam, the Netherlands. Oh, we're staying put in Holland for this one. Quite possibly the most not suitable for work museum in the world, discretion is advised if you choose to visit the Sexmuseum. Perhaps unsurprisingly, it's also one of the Netherlands' most visited museums, seeing upwards of 600,000 visitors every year. Designed to break the taboo around human sexuality, its aim is to document sex and everything related to it, how it's viewed by society, its history, and also to educate people about this most important human behavior. This doesn't stop the exhibits from being lewd, however, and as you'd expect, there is no shortage of nudity, genitals, and the pornographic. Number 5. The Siriraj Medical Museum, Bangkok, Thailand. When a place is casually nicknamed the Museum of Death, you know it's gonna have something especially grisly to offer. Also dubbed the creepiest place in Bangkok, a Thai vacation wouldn't be complete without checking this medical museum out. Located in Thailand's oldest hospital, the museum is full to bursting with medical oddities. There is the usual gross stuff like preserved organs and deadly parasite exhibits, but the fun doesn't stop there. You can also see the mummified corpse of notorious cannibal and serial killer Si Hui, who murdered children in the 1950s, as well as the skeleton of the museum's founder displayed in the lobby. Number 4. The Beijing Tapwater Museum, Beijing, China. If you find yourself in China looking for something to do, you should head over to this museum dedicated to the history of tap water and plumbing. It's built in the same location as Beijing's first water plant, the Jiangxi water plant, and traces the history of Beijing's plumbing infrastructure, which began in 1908 through to the present day. You can see old pipes and taps, carts once used to transport water, and even vintage water coupons used decades ago. The attraction is suffused with an additional layer of irony, however, because China's tap water is completely unsafe to drink. Number 3. The Sullivans International Museum of Toilets, New Delhi, India. While most people would generally choose not to discuss their toilet habits, India has blown this particular taboo out of the water by dedicating a whole museum to them, based in Delhi. But despite the name, it actually details a lot more than just toilets, with exhibits on the entire history of hygiene and sanitation around the world, dating all the way back to ancient times. The museum exists to educate on the importance of toilets, since half of India's population still don't have a toilet in their home.
हमारे लिए एक message है. What is that message? That is toilet for all.
You can see anything from chamber pots to squat toilets, and even toilets made of gold. Number 2. The Momofuku Ando Instant Ramen Museum, Osaka, Japan. Instant noodles are one of the world's most popular and easiest to make foods, and Japan has a vast museum in Osaka dedicated to them and their creator, Momofuku Ando, who invented them in 1958. The museum explores the history of ramen, as well as its impact on Japanese food and culture, while also displaying different types of ramen and noodles from around the world. You can even watch a video of Ando's struggle to create ramen in the interactive cup noodle theater, which is shaped like, you guessed it, a giant cup of noodles. And you'll even have the opportunity to prepare and eat your own noodles from scratch. Before we unveil our number 1 pick, here are some honorable mentions.
It's actually two-thirds of the penis are missing.
This is just a piece of it.
Yeah, this is just a piece of it.
I did not see this in Free Willy.
And there are supposedly 50,000 hair samples donated by people who have visited the shop.
In another room, you will find 3 mummies that are separated from the rest. These 3 mummies are unique in the museum in that they died from unnatural causes.
Number 1. The Kunstkamera, St. Petersburg, Russia. Hailed as Russia's first museum, the beautifully housed Kunstkamera is a major ethnographical institution, with a massive and fascinating series of artifacts from around the world that, well, also includes the gruesome collection of its founder, Tsar Peter the Great, whose fave hobby was collecting and displaying medical oddities. Located in St. Petersburg, and open to the general public, the Peter the Great Museum of Anthropology and Ethnography offers up a delightful selection of preserved bodies and parts of bodies with genetic abnormalities. This includes hundreds upon hundreds of human fetuses, some deformed to the point of having grown extra heads and limbs, as well as similar specimens from adults and animals. Enjoy! Do you agree with our picks? Check out these other great clips from MojoTravels, and be sure to subscribe and ring the bell to be notified about our latest videos.